Euro 2018 live show presented by Lidl. I'm your host Rafaela Jan, coming to you from our studio in Zagreb. Last night saw action from Groups C and D, and we start off our review with Group C from Zagreb. Here are the highlights of the Macedonian team against Slovenia.
Now a chance for Slovenia on the fast break. Brilliant goal, great start for Slovenia. They picked off Macedonia. Marguc with the goal. Stoilov wriggling and finding a way through, or has he? Macedonia still looking for a goal. They were the last team to score. Oh, that is just unbelievable! That is an incredible save. Kratičnik has it again, has a goal, right through the legs of the keeper. Brilliant goal. A little embarrassing for Mitrevski. And still maybe a chance. Macedonia comes steaming down the other end. Space, Teleski, goal! 11-all, what a way to finish the half! Fantastic handball. The ball in, Stoilov. Oh, he scored! Incredible goal. The fans looking up to the big screen, they can't quite believe it. The upshot of all of that is, with 14 minutes gone in the second half, Slovenia are level. Some fresh legs as well, that time in the form of Blazjanc as he gets his first. Macedonia get the goal, that opened up very nicely. And that's it, it's done, it's dusted. Macedonia have got the victory. They have beaten Slovenia. What an amazing game of handball.
Defending champions Germany had no trouble beating Montenegro, who still remain winless at an EHF Euro final score 32-19. The Germans were in control in all of the game by beating an opponent who was visibly weakened due to the absence of their top scorer Vuku Borojan. Andreas Wolf was the player of the match, having a save rate of 47%. Top scorer on the German side was captain Uwe Gensheimer with 9 goals. Now going on to Group D, let's take a look at Olympic champion Denmark in their opening match against Hungary.
Well, they're not going to hang around, Denmark. Morten Olsen straight off the mark. Toft held them back, the defence slow to move up. The ball is out quickly, will count as a save for Mikler, who's first of the game. And they've paid the price at the other end very quickly, courtesy of Matti Lekoi. On the right wing, Horniak get injured. The break is on. Dummies the first shot and puts it away. Gone out of play, and the empty goal beckons. Nice gift, a late Christmas present for the Hungarians, courtesy of Mensa Larsson's mistake, and he gets an earful from Jakobsen. Olsen, who's come back again. Lauga, we're back to the starting lineup. Oh, they're getting possession away. The empty goal. Yes, it's all square. Look at the reaction on the bench. Filovski not been on yet. One of the players making his debut. Arms aloft. Van Heede is back again. Much bigger player. Oh, right off the bottom corner, and we've got a loose shoot. He's back on again. Denmark stay 3 up, courtesy of Hansen. 6 goals now. To find the line, this time straight past the line into the wing. And surely now, Denmark have opened up a big enough lead, the bench know it. The final score, Denmark 32, Hungary 25.
Spain opened in style with their biggest win in EHF Euro history, 32-15 versus the Czech Republic. Spain still have never lost an opening match at an EHF Euro. The Czech Republic conceded 9 goals in the span of 14 minutes and had 11 turnovers in the first half alone. Outstanding player on the side of the Spaniards was goalkeeper Corrales, who had a save rate of 57%. Now that wraps up the action from groups C and D, meaning every team has played now. And that means we've seen a lot of spectacular action. And from last night, we picked 3 of those spectacular actions. And now it's time for our fans to vote on which of these you deem to be the best. So let's take a look at our 3 chosen actions, and I'll tell you after how to vote for your favorite.
Spain will look at the clock and think, right, let's leave it as late as possible so they don't have time. Oh, well, never any problem with showboating. Little Kempe and Fernandez gets his second goal. Long-range effort there as the clock ran down. What a superb finish. Fernandez, look at that, lob the ball in the air, catches and shoots mid-air.
Mijatovic goes long. Oh, what a save! What a save! That is incredible! Who needs a keeper? Look at the speed from Groetsky as he dives into the area to save that ball. That is phenomenal.
It's gone out of play, and the empty goal beckons. Nice gift, a late Christmas present for the Hungarians, courtesy of Mensa Larsson's mistake, and he gets an earful from Jakobsen.
So this is our emoji fan vote. And if you liked Fernandez's goal, catching the ball in the air and then scoring the best, you will choose the monkey. If you, however, prefer Patrick Groetsky, who made a fantastic saving dive, it's going to be the bird. Mate Lekai's goal corresponds with the unicorn. So just pick the right emoji and tell us which action you preferred. Now, there's going to be, I'm hearing, Brian,
hello,
a challenge between Instagram and Snapchat. Tell me more about that.
That's correct. We did this in Sweden at the Women's Euro. It's a thing called squad goals, and it's a set of tasks I have to complete before the competition ends. Last time out it was 10, this time out it's 12. You can see them now on screen. Some funny ones in there, like arm wrestle a Macedonian, train like a Frenchman, play table tennis against a German, dress up as Thor,
I have to say, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I think that's
I would actually step in for you to do that.
I think we can arrange that. So yeah, 12 of them in total, and it's myself versus Marcio. So myself on Snapchat EHF_live, and Marcio then on EHF Euro Instagram stories.
And I hear that Marcio has already accepted the challenge. Did you know about that?
No, I didn't.
All right, let's take a look.
Right.
Oh, you want squad goals? You want squad goals, Brian? Oh, man, let's go on. It's on. It's on. I'm going to beat you, man. I'm going to crush you and smash you all over Croatia. Everybody will see how tough I can be. Oh, yeah. I'm going to beat you on your own game. Squad goals it is. Let's go. I'm here. I'm here. Come. I'm here. You're going to lose, man.
So, Brian, how do you take that challenge?
I think he's lost his mind a little bit, maybe. If Argentine is a lonely place, I think he's losing a little bit. No, but seriously, I have all the experience. I've done this before. He doesn't know what he's doing, so there's only going to be one winner here.
Okay, I'm sensing that there's going to be a huge battle. I have to say, I'll be a fan. I'm already following and I'll be watching who can complete the most of these challenges. And Brian, what happens to the one who completes the least amount of challenges?
Well, when I did it in Sweden on my own, the forfeit was I had to go swimming in a lake in December. So this time we're going to leave it up to the fans. So we're going to open up that up to the fans today on the story channels. on both Snapchat and Instagram, and I'm going to look for some suggestions for that. So what the forfeit will be, whoever comes last in the race for that.
Okay, so that'll be really interesting to see what our fans can come up with. What do you want Brian to do? What do you want Marcio to do? So make sure you participate in that conversation so that we can reveal the forfeit later on. Well, thanks, Brian. Anything else to tell us about this competition?
Marcio, get ready to lose. That's all I have to say.
Okay, now remember that is EHF_live for Snapchat and at EHF Euro for Instagram. Now I would like to talk about our next guest. He brings the fans to do a lot in the stadiums. He's a voice you've heard before in the stadiums, and he also knows a thing or two about handball. But most of all, he can really generate that amazing atmosphere in a stadium. So take a look at this intro video of Frano Ridjan.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening of the EHF European Championship 2018 live from Split, Croatia. Ili na najljepšem jeziku na svijetu. Dobar večer, dame i gospodo. Dobrodošli na svečano otvaranje Europskog rukometnog prvenstva. Dobra večer s Palladium Arena. Dobra večer Splite!
So Frano, thanks for coming.
Well, thank you for asking me to come. It's always a pleasure to be with EHF family.
So we just saw you, that was in Split during the opening match. Can you tell me who you even are?
Well, my name is Frano. I'm the great lover of handball in Croatia. I had the privilege to be on a lot of stadiums, and especially inside the arenas. I work for EHF on Champions League for the ladies. It was nice in the Budapest. And I'm part of the Croatian Handball Federation team since I was a little kid. Because I was the first job I did in handball was presenting the beach handball as something totally new when I was 16 years old. And after that, I started to work on a Croatian radio television. I'm a radio and TV host. Tomorrow morning you can watch me on Good Morning Croatia. So I do a lot of things, but I enjoy mostly to do some animation inside the arenas if the EHF delegates let me to do that.
So you've gotten involved with handball really early on?
I used to play handball.
Oh, you used to play as well?
Yeah, I used to play handball when I was about 12 years old, and then I grew up a little bit, and then I started to try to train a little bit more. Then I had a small surgery, and then I could not recover to be a famous Croatian handball player. So I turned out to be the guy who supports all the Croatian handball players and others as well.
Which position did you play?
I play the middle back, and I used to play on the wing, but it was a pity because I was a right-hander who had to play on the other side, so it was like doing like this all the time, and sometimes I scored.
Okay, and now here at the EHF Euro 2018, what's your job? What are you doing?
Well, actually, I'm the moderator, the thing that is still evolving in the EHF world. Moderator should be the guy, like host in arena, so everybody could feel like home, because in Croatia you have to feel like home. We like to have you all here. And sometimes I mess up with some regulations, and then sometimes I have to fight with EHF representatives because they know they work, and we're still finding out what to do inside the arenas. But the best thing is after the match when the supporters from other countries say, "Wow, that was great, you know our language." That's perfect. So I'm the guy who has to do some hype inside the handball arenas because it's all about the fans.
And how do you prepare for your job inside the arena for each match?
I start certainly in the morning about 5:10 because I have to do the morning show for Croatian television. After that, it's always like thinking about how many languages could you speak in 30 seconds and who will play this day. So I start like thinking of, okay, I've heard the supporters of Germany like the La Sweet Caroline. Oh, oh, oh. Then I think about a little more what the Macedonians like, and so it's a lovely job. But you have to prepare because you have to remain your voice till the final. So it's sometimes very hard because the atmosphere can be unbelievable, so I lose it sometimes. And screaming as well. I say, okay, it's not your team, but never mind. Everybody's at home here.
And yesterday here in Zagreb, during the first game, I figured, so you picked the song Sweet Caroline was playing as Germany was starting their Euro campaign. And your German...
You know that because you're a little bit German, right?
A little bit. But, you know, I heard you inspiring the fans to cheer more, and your German sounded very decent, even though you might have only used a couple of words. But how many languages do you then speak, and especially in those 30 seconds?
Okay, actually, I do only speak English officially, and unofficially everything else. So it's like a little bit of German, Italian, French, Macedonian, a little bit of Hungarian, a little bit of Danish, a little bit of every language in the world. I need to use it, but you know, it's important to know just a few words because people should really feel good. And when I say something in their language, then they appreciate it even more. So when I say, "Go now," and they start, yes, it's quite nice.
And how much did you appreciate that atmosphere for the second match yesterday with the Macedonian and Slovenian fans?
No, it was actually, it was a perfect game. It's all about handball is that game because the supporters were like taking their teams all the way. So it was something to enjoy. I was like sitting inside and thinking about myself like, wow, that's something you tell to your grandchildren, like I was there. It sounded like a final game.
And because you've been involved with handball for so long, and this is not the first time that Croatia is hosting a major tournament, how would you compare the atmosphere now for the, so you've been at 4 matches?
Yes.
How would you compare the atmosphere from this tournament to the ones you've been at before?
Okay, well, 2009 was something huge for Croatia, especially for handball. We built all the arenas in all the cities you're now, and it was like all country was like waiting. Will it be finished? Can we do it? Will it be on time? And the Croatian team was great with Ivano Balic and all his generation. And now something else happened, something much important for handball because young players are now playing handball at some totally new level. That's something which was so involved. When you compare like games when I was watching as a kid, or when you remember like Partizan Bjelovar, like the first winner of the EHF Cup, like it was like before I was even born, and the result was like, final result was 12-9 at the end of the game. So now it looks like great. Some changes came in handball, and it's the atmosphere now. It will be even better, especially in Zagreb, because we call the group Germans and the Partizani, which is like a funny thing because some of all the countries from Yugoslavia are playing in Zagreb, so it will be like hometown for everybody, especially for Macedonians, Slovenians, and Montenegros.
You've heard the squad goals that Brian has talked about.
Oh, that's great. I have 7. I already have 7, and I'm not in the competition at all.
Because rumor has it, you're a pretty crazy guy.
Oh, yes, I am.
What is the craziest thing you've done related to handball, or related to sports at least?
Okay, related to sports. I'm a journalist and a reporter for TV, so sometimes I had to do some sports things. So I played Australian football against the team. I got a little bit hurt. I played rugby. I even tried to play football because I do football animation as well for the Croatian national team. Among the craziest things I did, I tried to dribble a professional player, and I finished somewhere at his elbow, and everything else I don't remember. I was unconscious just a little bit.
Okay, and one challenge that you're going to complete here during the EHF Euro 2018?
I already did. I arm wrestled the Macedonian. Kirill was great. Then there was another one also I did also. Interview with other questions. You always do that with the Croatian players, especially when they lose. They speak as much as... I could have done that with Veselin Vujovic last night. He was so at refereeing, and then something else helped me. Brian, shout from behind. I forgot the foot.
Toward the mascot.
I did that. Who was mascot? It's a little bit. I'm too big now, so we hired.
So you think I would fit in there well?
Yes, you will be like the puppy of
I'll be a tiny tour.
You'll be a tiny tour, yeah. So usually somebody from the Scandinavian part will be a huge tour.
Maybe that should be the challenge. Brian and I, big tour, little tour?
Okay, and then we do wrestle on the center of the field before the game. Okay, so and you win, of course, because my special team for drying the floor will help you to kick him. So,
Frano, thanks so much. I would like to look ahead first now at Sunday's matches, the matches from tonight, and then we'll get right back with you. So for tonight, we have from Group A, Serbia against Sweden kicking off at 6:15, followed by Iceland against Croatia at 8:30. Then there is Group B, Austria against France at 6:15, followed by Norway against Belarus at 8:30. All these matches, you can watch them live at EHFTV.com. Now, let's look at the first one here. I'll pick Iceland against Croatia. Now, the one to win will earn a main round berth. And the host's win, of course, Croatia's win versus Serbia, was overshadowed by Domagoj Duvnjak's injury. The center back has been ruled out with a calf injury and has been replaced by 35-year-old Denis Buncic. Now, Iceland featured the in-form record setter Gudjon Valur Sigurdsson. The other one in Group A, that is Serbia against Sweden. And after both of these lost their opening matches, they are really in a must-win situation, facing the possibility of elimination after the preliminary round should they lose. Sweden will need to improve their game, while Serbia are without Marko Vujic due to a hamstring injury. And Spela, what else can you tell us about this one, Sweden versus Serbia?
After a high loss of Serbia's national team in the opening game against Croatia, it's time to step up their game, facing the great challenge against Sweden. Both teams could consider this game as the final ticket to the main round in Group A. As you can see, Serbia's ready to face the Swedish physical challenge. On the other side, Sweden, after the surprising loss against Iceland, look focused and determined.
The big opportunity for us is that we don't have to think too much about the Icelandic game, because we already have a game tomorrow, and we have to prepare for that and do our best in that game. We can't be thinking about what's going to happen after the Serbian game or after the Croatian game. We live here right now and need to take that opportunity.
Of course, we want to show everyone that we can do a lot better. But still, we also know that if we don't win this game, we still have one possibility to beat Croatia.
First of all, we have to focus on our defense. We wasn't there yesterday in our defense. They scored a lot of easy goals, and that cannot happen against Serbia. And if we do that, I think we have a great chance to run our counter-attacks and score some easy goals.
In Group B, it is Austria against France. And that will be Nikola Bilic who takes on Nikola Karabatic head-to-head. Now, for the Icelandic-born coach, the Austrian coach Patrik Johansson, he is really hoping for a miracle for his team, as Iceland has only once beaten France, and that win in an official match dates back to 1972. In this last one, Norway versus Belarus, Norway beat Belarus in all three previous encounters at EHF Euro matches. But how will Norway cope after their opening loss to France? They cannot afford to lose another one, but Belarus are also hoping to win some further points after their opening win versus Austria. Now, Frano, back to you. And I think given that you're a Croatian national, Let's talk about Croatia for a bit.
Okay, about country or about handball?
About handball.
About handball, because Croatia has a huge handball tradition. That's a sport in which we are good. It was a sport which brings us the first Olympic medal in 1996. Some of the guys that picked those medals are now my friends. I meet them regularly at the games in Zagreb.
Okay, and fast forward to 2018.
To 2018. Well, this time, after a long period of time, we have a team that actually has someone to change someone during the game, because sometimes we played all the tournament with 8 players, and now we have some young players who are eager to show what they can do. I'm really happy that Luka Cindric got the award as the best player in Europe from the fans, from the coaches as well, and professionals. So I think Croatia could do semi-finals definitely, and then nobody has chance to do nothing. So we'll hopefully get the only medal we missed. That's the goal.
So you're not even talking about losing Domagoj Duvnjak?
Well, actually, one day everybody started like, no, Domagoj Duvnjak is injured. And I told them, if Domagoj Duvnjak is injured, we will be European champions. And they said, like, you're crazy. I said, why? Croatia has a lot of players. Duvnjak deserved to sit down a bit because he brought us so many medals. I want him to be in little sofa watching the game of Croatia and says, yes, we did it again. So hopefully he will be good because he's from Slavonia, the part of Croatia where I was born. We're quite stubborn and we love Croatia. So I think if they do something with his leg, he would play without the leg. For him, it's not a problem. So we will see what happens. But Duvnjak will be back, don't worry. He is always back.
And what do you think for the national team? If they end up winning the gold, would he retire?
Domagoj Duvnjak?
Yes.
Why? He's a young guy. He has to play a lot. He has to win Champions League. He has to win.
But injury played.
Injury played. When you say he's injury played, somebody would retire like 5 years ago. But I think he would do one tournament more, at least as a guy on the bench supporting everybody else. So we had that with Ivano, we had that with some other players. So I think they are always with the team. That's the most important thing.
And so for you, the Croatian player who will step it up remains Cindric, or is there another one we should start looking for?
Stepancic will explode because he plays great in Paris Saint-Germain. Then you have, of course, little Mihic, who is a winger. Somebody says, he's too small, but he will explode. Strelec is the king. We have, of course, old wolves like Horvat, like Čupić, Čupko, as we call him. And there are like some players that will really make a difference. I think that Stepancic will be good. And of course, I have to always pay respect to Jakov Gojun, who is like Ministry of Defense. And without him, it would be the same.
Okay, so for you, it is Croatia in the semi-final. That's a done deal?
Yeah, that's always a done deal because we are a host team. We have great supporters. We have a great team. So I think the semi-finals will be like good. And then who knows? Anything can happen, especially in the second round because it's great. We combine with Norway, possibly, and with France, so it's always our great rivals. And there is no Omeyer, so we are like, good, he's in pension.
Vincent Gérard and Cyril Dumoulin are not players you consider that could step it up and get to that level?
When you take like Croatian history with France, it's like the only guy who beat Croatia so many times in history is only the Omeyer. He should have like a special statue and people that say, this guy ruined us so many times. We love you, Omeyer, but you brought us so many tears and we're so happy that you tried to retire like this at this tournament.
You've now seen all the teams play, at least one match, or I don't know how well you are handling the double screening, maybe triple screening sometimes when it overlaps a little bit. Who are your surprises so far?
Well, my surprise is Macedonia. I know they put a lot of money into handball, which is always good. They have the Champions League winners at the club scene, and this is something which everybody said, well, they could maybe do it, but when you play against the bronze from the last championship, you always think that us. I was like, I was quite surprised with the Iceland performance against Sweden. I expect like 10 goals difference at the beginning of the game. I saw just a little bit of with the Belarus playing also, and it was like it was even like only 1 goal difference. But that's something new, different, and Austria did not like put me on the stand like, oh, they will be so good, but I cross my fingers, do it your best. And from the other groups, it's like always talking about, I was so pleased that Norway was leading all the time because it would be great for the group if the Norway won France, but it's always when you play the France, you never know. So, and of course, when I saw Germany, it was like, oh my God, this is a handball massacre. They will go through to the semi-finals definitely if something doesn't go wrong.
But sometimes it can be dangerous too when you have an easy win in the preliminary round, first match, and then you might get complacent and end up losing.
That's what happened to Croatia one time. That's when we always start to talk about, is the competition good? Is that the way that it should be? So yes, when you go through preliminary round, you can win all the games, and then there's the one game you have to win, and then you're like, bye-bye. So anything can happen in the semi-finals. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Now here at the EHF Euro 2018 live show, we have a little prediction game going on whenever we have a guest.
No, I'm the worst.
And oh, you're the worst. Well, for now,
okay,
we've had guest versus fan versus Brian, and all have gotten 1 point because they all picked Croatia to win over Serbia. So
thank you, Brian.
So
you can do it. Yeah,
we'll see how you do. The one for you to pick is Serbia against Sweden.
Oh no. Oh, okay, when it starts? 6:15?
That's the 6:15 one, yes.
Okay, so I've seen that Sweden has some problems playing that early match and they sleep until the end of the second half. So I think Serbia could take lead just a little bit, but I think Sweden will win. I think Sweden will win, yeah.
Okay, so Frano picked Sweden to win, and the fans on Twitter, you have also picked Sweden as the winner. So we have Sweden versus Sweden, guest versus fan, and that leaves us for the third. Who's the third competitor? Brian. So Brian, what's your prediction for Serbia versus Sweden?
Hello. Well, I'm just going to go against the grain here a little bit and pick Serbia.
I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that. Okay.
Okay, so here you have it.
Okay.
2 for Sweden, 1 for Serbia. And you probably heard our emoji fan vote from the very beginning.
Yes.
Now, the fan vote for that one, who would you have picked?
Well, I always go with the Kempa. Kempa is always good to see, flying, scoring, it's good. But I have to say, when I saw Wolf doing it on the defender last night, I said, wow, the goalies would always have to win the competitions because it's great to see the great save.
Okay, here it was Patrick Goretzky who got the fan vote with his flying save. Let's take a look at it once more. Look how fast he is and how high he jumps. That was great. Quite some agility skills.
Yeah, maybe if something happens with Wolf, he could go on the stand. It's really good to see him how he does the goalkeeping stuff.
Yeah, and how would he do?
Yeah, he would be great. I think he would be the flying goalie.
He would be the flying goalie, yeah. And if the shot is too powerful, he would fly in the goal with it?
In the goal with it, and probably will be at the stands. There was like some Montenegrins waiting for him, so he will be catched, no problem.
Okay, thank you guys for voting for that one. That was your best action. Tonight's action obviously live on EHFTV.com, and tomorrow we are going to be back here at noon.
Okay.
Frano, I want to thank you for coming.
I want to thank you for having me.
And are you a coffee drinker? Tell me.
No, I don't drink coffee. I don't smoke. That means that I will leave this earth among the first ones, but I will be happy because I enjoy great sports.
And you know what else it means? It means you will leave this show not with a cup, but with a little tour.
Ah, cool!
Here
official
is
mascot.
Our Tornjak.
Thank you so much. That Tornjak is actually
mountain sheepdog.
A Croatian breed of dog. So he will wait you in all the arenas in Croatia, and I will be waiting you wherever you want. If you need a lift, just call me, because Croatians are always a good host.
All right, Frano, that's it from us, from the EHF Euro 2018 live show presented by Lidl. And we'll be back here at noon, and we say bye-bye for now. See you tomorrow.
And support Croatia tonight. Ja sam je gledao kroz kapljice kiše, ona je zemlja koja jeli kroz noć, ovim valovima ona